Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today's title, I need to explain before saying it because not everybody has the same background I came of. When Islam started and Muhammad started to have a strong army, he thought he can conquer the whole world. So when he started to have that strong army, he sent letters. I guess he was trying to imitate the early Christians, but I believe I hope I'm not mistaken, I don't know so much about that, but I believe the early Christians' letters were for the churches to strengthen the believers, whereas the letter of Muhammad, at least the Muslim claim that Muhammad sent a letter to the Caesar of his time. And the letter goes like this: from Muhammad, son of Abdullah, to Heracles the Great of the Roman Empire. Of course, the Roman Empire, until this moment, it was the empire that it was in charge of the world, controlling the whole world. And the letter goes like this. It's really, you have to know Arabic, that's why I have to explain. It is like, when you know what's behind the words, it's like, vote for me and nobody will get hurt. But it's also put in a way that you have to become a Muslim. The word is, in Arabic, is taslim. Taslim, it could be to be in inner peace, but also it can be the very same word, it can be nobody will get hurt. So Muhammad sent a letter to Heracles, the leader of the Roman Empire at this time, telling him, you better become a Muslim, and when you become a Muslim, then he put that word, you will be in peace, but it also indicates the meaning that we're not going to kill you. So if you become a Muslim, we're not going to kill you. But if you resist, there will be bloodshed and you will be killed. So it was a letter with double tongue, if you will. Like, make it up yourself. I guess they were testing his resolve. Muhammad was testing his resolve. We didn't hear in Islamic tradition that Caesar, even if Muhammad sent that letter, if that letter reached Caesar, it was probably his assistants check, and maybe they thought this is nonsense, this doesn't even need to go to Caesar, so they didn't bring it up to him. Or even if they brought it to him, he didn't think it's worth answering, because he didn't send any answer. The Muslim did not receive any answer, and they didn't do anything. So it was basically bluffing. So today I would like to reverse that letter. Okay? Because Muslims, we're going to speak about that. But basically, they are not in the position. At least at the time of Muhammad, maybe he thought he had a big number of men as an army, and that's how strength was counted. 10,000 men strong, it was by the number of men fighting. But today, it's not the same. So, since Trump is the leader of the free world, he's actually in the position to be the modern day Caesar. So the letter now will go from Caesar to the descendant, from the modern day Caesar to the descendant of Muhammad. So it will go like that, exactly the same as Muhammad put it, but in reverse. From Trump, the great leader of the free world, to Muhammad, son of Abdullah. Introduce democracy to your countries and to your region, and you will not be hurt. Why am I starting with this? Actually, this is for a Muslim, this is like humiliation. I don't mean to humiliate Muslim, but if this what it will take to wake them up to reality, I don't mind. Let's look why I'm saying this, so that to wake up the Muslim people. We know, we start with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, I already made few videos about the intelligence of the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and how he really took charge of the country, and he put all these Muslim Stone Age mentality in prison, and the corrupt one, he told them to pay back the money that they stole from the country, and he is opening the country to the West. He is changing policy. He even told the women that they should not wear that black cover, looks like a garbage bag. They put it on top of the woman, so you don't know whether it's skinny, fat, if she's this lady or that. Nobody knows anything. She's totally covered with this garbage bag, and he made this garbage bag optional. And now women in Saudi Arabia, they are not using it. And there was a fashion show in Saudi Arabia, and the people there are happy to see new dresses. They are opening up. Women want to look pretty. They don't want to be forced to wear this garbage bag. And I predicted that within a couple of years that head cover also would be taken away. It would be optional. But when he says optional, actually women are forced to wear this garbage. So when he says optional, it means take it off, basically. Okay, he changed so many things. That he opened cinema. He allowed women to go to the stadium to watch sports. There is an opera house. They are building an opera house, and they are allowing to build a church for the Christians who are living there. Before that, if a Christian person working there and he goes to Saudi Arabia with a Bible in his luggage, he's put in prison. Okay, all that changed, and therefore we can see that about Saudi Arabia. Another country we noticed recently, it was Qatar. Qatar is a very small Arab nation in the Arabian Peninsula that has tremendous amount of natural gas underground that supplies most of the world with this gas, and they have a lot of oil too, and because of that, the prince of Qatar. He reminds me of Gaddafi when he was thinking himself he can lead the world, and he was doing all crazy stuff here and there, terrorism here and there. I remember when he started to train terrorists in his country, President Ronald Reagan, I think it was 1984, he sent the American Navy. They destroyed all of his military army, his army totally, so that he doesn't feel that he is going to. He thought he had a big head back then, so they had to break him down. They destroyed all of his military. After that, he started to wake up. The same thing with the crown of Qatar. He is similar. He wants to appear on the world stage, so he built Al Jazeera, this propaganda newspaper, Al Jazeera. Actually, they closed it in Egypt. I hope they can close it here in America. I don't know why it's still broadcasting in America, but whatever. Anyway, he has the money, so he is doing all kind of crazy stuff. And he came to, I don't know if he was told by America, come and visit Trump because you are pushing beyond the limit. So he came, he met with Trump in the White House for about half an hour or so, and he came out and he changed. And that's one thing about Trump. He's a businessman, and he's not fooling around. He wants a result. A businessman wants result. He doesn't want to talk. He wants to say 1 + 1 is 2, equal 2. Okay? So you're going to finance terrorists and play games. I guess that what was in the meeting, because this guy came with an attitude and he left with a different attitude after he met with Trump. Of course, to him, money is not an issue. They have trillions of dollars from the gas that they are selling, natural gas as well as the oil they are selling. So they don't need money there. So in my opinion, Trump told him, wake up and smell the hummus or smell the coffee, or else. So he came out of that meeting with Trump. Oh, we are friends. He started to speak differently. We're friends and we're going to, see the relationship between the two nations, and totally different tone of voice. Okay? So I think the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia was smarter in a way. He knew that this will come. He knew that this will come. So to save his dignity, to save his honor, he started to do the changes himself ahead of time. Whereas this guy from Qatar, he was playing games until he was squeezed. Okay, then he changed his tone. Okay, the same thing I believe happened with Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea. Only 2 months ago, he was still sending rockets into the air, and some landing next to Japan, some near Guam, and he was trying to show also the same thing. And I believe when he took the train from Pyongyang, North Korea, went to China. He met with the Chinese authority, Chinese leaders there. They told him, we can't back you up now. This guy is not Obama. This guy, he means business. He's a businessman and he means business. So you play games with him, he will take you out. And we are not going to back you up because we are not on that level. He will take you out. So you want to play a game, play it on your own. So suddenly, after he came back from Beijing, from China, when he returned, he changed his tone of voice. And he said, we'll get rid of the nuclear facilities. We're going to destroy, get rid of it completely, and we'll look for meeting with America and with the American president to discuss how to have a relationship and work together. Again, his tone of voice changed. Okay, that means Trump really, even though it's only a year and a half in office, he showed that he has weight, that his word and deed are one. And this is very important. Okay, I believe since President Reagan, we didn't have a decisive president like Reagan until now in America. A person who says what he means and means what he says. And when you are like that, and when you are clear with your opponent or with your friends like that, they know the limit and they know how far they can go. The most important subject, which was very recent, is Iran. We know that Netanyahu, he came and he declared on TV that Iran is ignoring the treaty that signed with the United States, with Obama, and they took money in exchange not to develop nuclear weapons. Netanyahu did not just accuse Iran of building nuclear weapon, but he has evidence that he was showing on TV exactly and what they have and where they have it. This is tremendous amount of work to have all this evidence. That means Israel is in the heart. The Mossad, the Israeli Mossad, is in the heart of Iran. Okay? And they don't know who they are. They have pictures in a very highly restricted areas, military areas, nuclear areas. They have very clear pictures, not by satellite, by people. Okay? So he wasn't giving an empty speech. And later on, we see that Israel went and bombed. And this is like to show Iran that we mean what we say too. We're not giving empty threats. We showed what you have and what you are doing, and that you are breaking the rules, and you are, even though you sign not to do that, you are doing it, and therefore we will punish you. And Israel went and bombed Iranian targets in Syria. And that's a warning from Israel. Israel also, the Israelis, they don't play games. Okay? Because, for example, the Syrians can play games because the Syrians, If it becomes so difficult, they can escape to other Arab countries. They speak the same language, basically the same religion. They can melt easily in Egypt, in other countries. I don't know, but we have plenty of migrants from Syria who went to live in Egypt, and they are practically Egyptians now. And they can do the same in Jordan and other countries. Okay? But if Israel in that situation, where would they go? But the Arab countries, they don't calculate. The Muslim countries, they do not calculate. It's a matter of survival for the Israeli. They don't have this option. And just recently, 1948, until 1945, by the end of World War, Hitler, I mean, some of these people are still alive. Those who experienced the Holocaust are still alive. And they know the bitter time that they had to survive. Okay? Where will they go? That's the question. Where will they go? So for them, it's a matter of survival. And because of that, they are showing superiority over Iran. So they went, they bombed the Iranians. This is just an advice for the Muslims and for the Arabs. Wake up, wake up. Forget about the propaganda that you used for so many years, that we are the best. Muhammad put in your head that you are the best of people. Huh? And the rest of the world, like the Jews and the Jews are the descendant of the rats and the monkeys and the pigs. Take this out of your heads, okay? That nonsense that Muhammad put in that book called the Quran, that the Jews are lower than the monkeys and the rats and the donkeys, and the Christian also the same, are not much better either. Who is running the world? Who? The Muslims? If the East and the West stops buying oil, or if the East and the West find another source of energy which they already have, okay, the Arab countries and the Muslim countries, but specifically the Arabs in Arabia, you are going to trade sheep and goats again like you used to do. Okay? Let's be realistic. It was not the Quran that really gave you that jump of wealth. Huh? Until World War I, all the Muslim nations, without exception, they were beggars, including Saudi Arabia. Only after World War I, when there was a demand on oil, only at this time, when you started to sell oil, then you started to receive this money. This when you started to build your countries. Other than that, it was desert. What was especially Saudi Arabia, living on before oil? They were beggars waiting for the people to go to visit that black building to do that religious ceremony called Hajj. And when they come, they buy something here or there. That was their livelihood until World War One, and even after World War One, until the 60s, practically early 60s, before that oil boom, you are nothing in terms of economy. So my advice to you is to forget this brainwashing stuff that Muhammad put in your head, that the Quran is the best and the Muslims are on top, because you're not. Get it into your head, learn it, deal with it. Thank you very much. We'll see you again in another video.